affordable units so that they can turn them into luxury rentals. Shame! There are so many loopholes that give landlords the economic incentive to evict tenants during this housing crisis. Shame! There are so many renovictions, we can't count them. Shame! To explain to the people's court how these companies are committing their crimes against thousands of tenants across the region, David Hendry, come forward to make your argument.
Thank you, honorable members of the People's Court. From outside, the companies in Unit 308 at 938 Howe Street look like upstanding corporate thousands of dollars to BC Women's Hospital and Canuck Place. VS Rentals appears to be a property management company offering people much-needed rental homes in the middle of a housing crisis. But make no mistake.
No mistake!
Make no mistake, people of the court. Lurking in the shadows here on the third floor is every tenant's worst nightmare. A monster conglomeration of prodigious profit and heartless greed. What fiends comprise this horrible beast, whose face is only now being exposed to the unforgiving light of day? There's the evil genius, Fabrizio Coltanaro, co-director of Colton Properties and owner of many of the very buildings that the renovictions have been torn from. There's the deconstructor, Z. Durich, co-director of Colton Properties and main demolition man, who's widely known to shoot first and ask for building permits later. And then there's the hired muscle, Jose Bernales, whose main superpower is a keen sense of disregard for humanity. It's Jose who does the cowardly work for landlords, pressuring pensioners in the face of losing their homes with his ever-present mantra, "There's nothing you can do." I call upon the People's Court to take heed to the following evidence. That VS Rentals manages 15 buildings in the Lower Mainland in Kitsilano, in the West End, in Mount Pleasant, in New West, and Coquitlam. Of course, of those 15 buildings, 5 have been fully renovicted and 4 left vacant. In the remaining 9 out of 10 buildings, they have received buyout packages or eviction notices. That's 14 out of 15 properties these guys are renovicting. That's over 400 units of below-market housing that this company alone is responsible for destroying in the middle of a housing crisis. Now, ladies and gentlemen, trans and non-binary friends of the People's Court, I ask you, does this sound like a company looking out for the needs of tenants?
No!
They say they are a property management company, but the evidence here today shows that they are really renoviction hitmen for hire. They capitalize upon the weak protections of the Residential Tenancy Act, and they prey upon tenants in the middle of a housing crisis who don't know their rights. If it please the court, may I present to you the very beast we speak of, the VS Rentals Poultry Properties Octo. This hybrid monster employs a multitude of dastardly tactics to relieve tenants of their affordable homes.
Number 1. Looks like it's covered in oil. Number 1. Okay. Number 1. Oh, goodness. Number 1. Cash for keys buyouts. VS Rentals is a specialist in offering cash for keys buyouts, where a paltry sum of money in the form of a buyout
is used to lure cash-strapped tenants and housing-stressed renters into leaving and breaking their tenancy agreement. Dastardly tactic number 2 is bad faith evictions. Renovation companies often exaggerate the extent of the work they need to do to scare tenants out of staying. Then they paint the walls, put in some nice flooring, and charge $700 more per month. Tenant intimidation. What hired renoviction company wouldn't be complete without an intimidating alpha male glaring at you in the lobby every Sunday, walking into your apartment unannounced and threatening to evict you for the smallest of infractions? We're looking at you, Jose Brunel. Number 4, reno terrorism. VS Rentals routinely makes staying in your unit more unpleasant by engaging in such scorched earth tactics as painting over tenants' windows, cutting down trees without permits, illegally introducing new fees, and contravening the tenancy agreement. Shame. Number 5, exploiting legal loopholes, such as reissuing eviction notices that have previously been turned down at the Residential Tenancy Board. Shame. Targeting low rents. Buildings with below market rents are a prime target for drastic increases in income generation. For hiding in the dark, using numbered holding companies, fake mailing addresses, and only a made-up Gmail account for contacts, these landlords often hide who actually owns the properties from their tenants. Using high-powered lawyers, while tenants spend hundreds of hours learning the law, writing the arguments to save their homes, landlords can use their ill-gotten money to hire fancy downtown lawyers to argue the cases for them. That concludes my remarks, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
When I say bad, you say renovictions. Bad! Renovictions! Bad! Renovictions! Bad! Renovictions! Bad!
Yes, landlord, tenants, do you all promise that in your testimony you shall give before the people's court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah!
Great. These tenants are fighting for their homes and lives right now and want the right to stay in their homes after renovation. Today with us we have 6 VS rental tenants. First,
In September 2017, all 21 tenants at 1630 Burnaby Street, a quiet residential building in the West End, were notified that our building had been sold. A few weeks later, our property appeared on VS Rentals and Howe Street Properties website, listed as a new project. On the day the new owners took ownership of the property, a handwritten letter was posted on our communal notice board, stating that 1, the building would be closing in March or April 2018, and that building closure permits had been submitted to the city that morning. We called the city permitting department to check on that. Turns out there is no such thing as a building closure permit for residential buildings, and no such permits, no permits of any type, have been submitted to the city for approval. We immediately had a feeling that something wasn't quite right. We smelled a rat. Over the next 6 months, tenants were repeatedly misinformed by permits by the landlord's agents, and we experienced sustained attempts to pressure us into moving out voluntarily with a small cash buyout. One by one, we watched our neighbours and friends move out because they felt that they had no choice. On June 28, 2018, the remaining tenants were finally served with an eviction notice for landlord's use of property to carry out renovations. My neighbour Sarah and I reached out numerous times by email to the owners, but they ignored all of our emails. They refused to put anything in writing. They also ignored our offer via email to go and stay with friends temporarily if necessary while our schools were open. The only email we received weeks and weeks later after we filed our dispute was an invitation to stay at the property if we agreed to pay almost $500 a month more in rent. And an offer which Fabrizio Cotillero later said was a mistake and had bitten him in the ass. We filed our dispute with the RTB and our case was heard in September. The arbitrator considered at great length the landlord's full scope of work and work schedule and concluded that, and I quote, I find that the landlord has failed to provide sufficient evidence that the work, although extensive, cannot be achieved through proper planning and scheduling.
Hope for Coe!
I find on a balance of probabilities that the tenant's explanation that the renovations are one of convenience over that of necessity for the landlord. Within a couple of weeks of hearing the RTB's decision, the landlord issued us a second eviction notice for what we believe are exactly the same reasons had it already been heard at the recent hearing. Exercising a right that landlords currently have to shop around for a decision from the RTB that they deem preferable, an option tenants like us do not have. We're disputing the second eviction and we will be serving the landlords with notice today. As to the impact that this type of renovation has on people, the whole situation has had an extremely negative impact on my health and well-being over the last 2 months. It's caused a great deal of stress and worry and anxiety. The constant worry affected my sleep. It caused panic attacks. I go for days without eating now, just puffing. My whole life is effectively being put on hold for the last year. It's hard to concentrate on anything. We thought that this was all over, and now we have to go through it all again. So what do we want? Well, Sarah and I, first of all, are calling on VS Rentals and Poultry Properties to respect the RTB's decision in our September dispute and rescind these second furious eviction notices.
Evict your landlord!
I am also calling on the new mayor and Vancouver City Council to update its policies and offer tenants protection from landlords, such as Fabrizio Cotillero, who are seeking to exploit loopholes in the Residential Tenancy Act to evict people from their homes. With the intention of raising the cost of rent in desirable areas. I'm nearly finished here, sorry. The stress and anxiety caused by housing insecurity is impacting the lives and health of hundreds, if not thousands, of people across the lower mainland, at a time when there is a corresponding mental health and substance use crisis. Housing is a key determinant of mental health. It shouldn't be a luxury. It should be a basic need. It's basic right. Everyone is vulnerable to this threat if they are a tenant. We need the government to take action now. Not in 6 months. Not in a year. We need action now. That by focusing solely on investing in new supply and standing back while landlords unfairly displace people from the little affordable to moderately affordable housing left in this city. They're essentially using smoke and mirrors to give with one hand while taking away with the other. We need an immediate ban on renovictions in this city. Evictions solely for profit has to stop, and it has to stop now.
508 8th Street in New Westminster, also a VS rental tenant.
I'm a tenant
tenant lives in New Westminster, and my building became under attack August the 1st of this past year, when they officially took possession of the building. It was bought by VS Rentals, and the first scare tactic they referred to as a buyout option was delivered August the 13th, just 2 weeks later. This affected me personally as well as my fellow tenants, with many believing this was in fact the eviction notice. Scared and not knowing what to do, half of my building took that offer and have now left. I presently am living in a half-empty building. With the great work of the Vancouver Tenants Union stepping in and educating us, those of us who stayed, we are now more than prepared to stay in our homes and fight any eviction notice. The majority of my fellow tenants are seniors, and we are on fixed incomes and not possible to pay $1,700 to $2,000 a month. VS Rentals, your greed has already sent 2 of my neighbors to hospital. Since that first buyout offer, the fear and the stress you caused are to blame. Your idea is to double the rental amounts on these suites and to make major profits for yourselves. Well, we're here to put a major dent in those profits. We are going nowhere. We are staying in our homes. If this means a fight, then we will fight.
Give them hell!
If you wish to work with us on a compromise, we are anxious to do that as well. Thanks.
28th Street in New Westminster. All
Yeah, John!
those rental tenants.
My name is John, and I live at 528th Street, New Westminster. I have lived in my building for 9 years. A few days ago, on November 1st, my building was sold to Wolfpack Properties and is now managed by VS Rentals. VS Rentals, sorry. On the day of the sale, one day after the sale of the building, all of the tenants received a 2-page letter under their door, buyout option, and we all know what's next. There are a lot of older, low-income residents, like and many of them have been 25 to 30 years in the same apartment home. I am 60 years old and in the process of applying for disability pension. These renovictions are happening all over the lower mainland at the expense of low-income, disabled people, families, and seniors.
Shame!
All of us have put our lives into our communities. Now, 3D developers with a lot of money and power want to take that away from the people and the tenants of British Columbia.
Shame!
We have a human right to affordable housing and dignity. This is a very traumatic time for me and all the tenants in the lower mainland. Our homes and our health must take priority over profits. We will fight for our homes. There is no reason for us to be evicted. They just want our apartment units vacated so they can raise the rents. Thank you to the veterans.
Thank you, John!
So, here's my story. I was raised in a poor BC family. My father was 60 years old when I was born, and he retired as an old school television repairman when I was 9 years old. My mother was ill with an autoimmune disease called lupus and did not work outside her home. Despite these humble beginnings, I went to university and eventually obtained 2 degrees, a BSc in chemistry and a doctorate in naturopathic medicine. I worked as an naturopath in Vancouver for 3 years, although it quickly became clear it would be difficult to make a decent living without promoting expensive treatments. My desire, however, is to work in support of my community, so this sent me in the opposite direction. I became one of only 3 MDs in the province at the time to be enrolled in MSP. They paid a mere $15 per patient, so predictably this birthed out through universal health. It took years to get into a regular position, but landing a union job made me feel like I'd made out all right. And at the time, I did okay, managing to pay off student and business loans and support my disabled, now ex-spouse, for a number of years. More recently, however, I've had to make adjustments in my life. I moved to working 4 evenings per week, so my free time would no longer be spent in severe pain, which I get from sitting in front of a computer all day. So rather suddenly, my rent came to like 50% of my income. So to compensate for the loss of income, I don't own a car, and I took on a roommate in my one-bedroom apartment. Now, with renoviction imminent, I can only see one way to manage financially in this housing market, which is to take early retirement while I continue to work 4 to 5 days per week. As lousy as that sounds, I'm glad I at least have this spot as an option. Many other people do not have the ability to absorb this blow. Given that I'm going to be struggling, I'm deeply concerned about the people who have not had access to the opportunities, help, and resources that I have. The point I'm trying to make is that rather than being about what the market can bear, housing needs to be about what people can bear. I can offer myself so they can make money. All the money society pays, in the form of a weakening social fabric that increases their attacks in order to house the homeless. Thus, the lack and continuing loss of affordable housing is everyone's problem. Thank you.
825 East Lake Avenue, and I'm a victim of and Jose is really bad tactic of just bullying me, just knocking on my door unannounced. I now don't even feel comfortable now. It's just been really annoying. He finally leaving me alone after countless amount of texting and letting me know that I was tired and I was not going to accept this renovation, and I was planning on fighting as long as possible to remain in my home, because this is my neighborhood and I love it, and I don't think that I should be having to not get a home because of this greed. And that's pretty much it. I got more to say, but it was, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out today. My name is Nick. I am a tenant at 1547 Berkeley Street, and like many of you, I am facing the prospect of losing my home. In June, we were issued notices I'm sure many of you are familiar with. These notices ignored many of our basic rights as tenants. Some of my buildings took the offer on this notice, only to learn later that their damage deposits would not be returned. When others inquired for more information, we were labeled troublemakers and warned that if we did not accept the offer as is, the new owners would play hardball. They cut the trees down on the property and botched the window replacements to the exterior, failing to get the appropriate permits from the city. Now, they removed my patio. They smashed the window, leaving a trail of broken glass into my home, and damaged my computer equipment when attempting to clean it up. They denied me any compensation beyond the window replacement.
Break connection!
These are not actions of landlords. These are actions of greedy developers looking to cash in on a housing market in crisis. There are lots of reasons to feel despair. I'm choosing not to. Instead, I see hope. I see hope in the people here today. Actions that Lauren has taken in standing up to these bullies. In City Hall with a coalition of progressive elected. I'm actually the vice chair of the Green Party of Vancouver, and I've been sharing these experiences with Councillor Pete Fry, an ally who sends his readings today. And I spoke to him about what Lorna, myself, and so many of you are experiencing, and he told me that it inspired him to write his first motion as a city councillor. The establishment of a rental office that would, amongst other things, provide a City of Vancouver contact for renters regarding renovictions and coordinate groups such as the VTU, the RTB, and TRAP, so we have the correct information, we know what our rights are. Knowledge is power.
The landlord octopus to a lifetime
tenants are so
And then just make your mouth like a
tenant power.
power.
I also want to acknowledge that we're on the unceded stolen territory of the Coast Salish people, the Musqueam slaves.
Respect.
So here we are in front of an office where there's an actual business that goes around trying to buy out tenants before they realize what their rights are.
Shame.
Apartment buildings that are being sold for outrageous amounts because the owners know that when they get rid of the tenants, they can raise the rents as much as they want. And then VS comes in and it gets rid of the tenants, and voila, the owner raises the rents sky high, and voila, an affordable home and affordable community becomes a luxury commodity. If the province brought in vacancy control, the owners couldn't do that. We had vacancy control back in the 70s. Vacancy control is when it's illegal for landlords to raise the rent just because the tenant leaves, or because they buy a tenant out, or the tenant gets harassed out. So the province is bringing in this rental housing task force report theoretically this month, and it's absolutely crucial that we tell them we want vacancy control. But if the province won't do it, the city needs to do everything in its power to stop renovictions. So I just want to let you know that I introduced a motion calling for vacancy control and for changes to the city's tenant relocation and protection policy. And the motion was written by folks from BTU, from Berkeley Towers, and Christine Boyle, who's one city councillor, said she'll second it. And if council agrees to hear speakers, it will probably happen on the 14th. So this is the motion. That the city immediately amend its tenant relocation and protection policy to A, apply to all forms of rental accommodation, all areas of Vancouver, and all permits which will result in the temporary or permanent displacement of tenants. And B, require landlords to offer displaced tenants the opportunity to temporarily move out for the necessary duration of the renovations without their leases ending or rents increasing. 2, that the city devise methods to keep track of all apartment buildings sold in Vancouver and immediately inform tenants of their rights. 3, that the city explore measures to regulate and publicly register all tenant buyouts. And 4, that the city immediately and forcefully call on the province to implement effective vacancy controls for BC, or alternatively, give Vancouver the power to regulate maximum rent increases during and between tenancies. Yes. So if we got that, we could pretty well slow down and stop these renovictions.
Yeah.
So we need 6 votes, you guys, and I don't think we have them, but I think if they heard what I just heard in the last half hour or so, I think it would be really, really powerful. Woo! Yeah. What I'm hoping is that none of you will throw away your speeches. Yeah. Have you ever heard of recycling speeches? So just call up the city clerk's office or go to the city's website and say you want to speak on motion number 10 on the 14th.
Yes!
And bring your speeches. Because those councillors really, really need to hear what I just heard. They really need to hear that we have predatory landlords out there who are destroying homes, who are making people, completely stressing people out, who are destroying communities so they can build luxury commodities.
Criminal!
Another thing that could happen is that the staff could say that they can't do these things with the tenant protection policy. So if that happens, we're prepared to amend the motion, basically calling on them to do whatever is in the city's power to stop renovictions. So it's really important to write to City Hall and say that you want to speak on that motion. I can't do it alone. I don't think it will pass unless you come. Yeah, does everyone, do you have more of them? Yes. So if you get these flyers, they have the website that you go to say that you want to speak. And so just get one of these from Sarah or from who else has them. That would be great. So the idea is to prove to council that this is an urgent issue. The tenants are being unfairly bought out and evicted so landlords can hike their rent. That we're losing our communities, our renters, our affordable housing to people that want to turn homes into commodities. So thanks so much for coming out, everyone. Thanks so much to Vivian for taking on this fight. And thanks so much to Berkeley. Where's Vanessa? Right behind me. And thanks so much to all of you VS victims, VS not victims, VS fighters. To do whatever we need to do to stop renovictions, and I look forward to seeing you on the 14th. Thanks so much for all your
story, and it's about saying why you support Motion 10. 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 We need to use every possible avenue to get justice.
Condo Tower Valley first. The down, the down, the down, the down. The downtown east side you are leaving. Great SROs, replaced by the bright glossy towers. That's the way that the free market rolls. Oh, we can't buy a condo on welfare, but there's no other choice in this town. So there's no point in us even looking, 'cause they torn all the rental stock down. Oh, the condos are all sitting empty, while people are sleeping in parks. The city needs to build social housing and get rid of the real estate sharks. You will miss all these great SROs, replaced by those bright glossy towers. That's the way that the free market rolls. One more song here, and it goes like this. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's standing by the water. We shall not be moved. Listen, landlords. Listen, landlords, we shall not be moved. Listen, landlords, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's standing by the water. We shall not be. Listen up, developers. Listen up, developers, we shall not be moved. Listen up, developers, we shall not be moved, just like a tree that's standing by the water. We shall not be moved. One more time. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree that's